The apostles were threatened. They were threatened. They said, hey, listen, we need to, so they called them and charged them not to speak. Verse 18, so they called them and charged them not to speak or teach at all in the name of Jesus. I mean, whew, this is tough. Imagine you and me getting taken into custody and arrested for the night, to think about what we were talking about, to think about if we're ever going to do it again. I want to tell you that those pastors that were arrested in Chicago, they went back and preached again the next time when they got out. They went back. And I promise you, they probably, just like the apostles we're going to see later on, they probably the same way, they counted it worthy to suffer for his name. They rejoiced because the name of Christ is upon their life. See, they responded, and Peter said to them, but Peter and John in verse 19 and 20 said, but Peter and John answered them, whether it is right in the sight of God to listen to you rather than to God, you must judge. For we cannot but speak what we have seen and heard. We're not going to stop. As believers, we should follow the apostles' example. The apostles were right. They understood when men's laws violate God's law, we must submit to God no matter the consequences. When man's laws are against God's laws, we do not submit to man's law. We submit to God. And guess what? There may come consequences with men. But we're blessed when we suffer for standing for righteousness, for standing on the things of the Lord. Not suffering for being a lawbreaker, just to be a lawbreaker. You ought to suffer. But we're talking about suffering for doing good. Being arrested like these pastors for simply preaching the gospel, using their First Amendment right given to them by their Creator, which is honored in this country. But there are those who do not honor it. They only want freedom of speech for speech that they agree with. They don't want to honor the freedom of speech for all, only for the ones they agree with. But that isn't freedom of speech at all. That's groupthink.